All right, guys, in this week's fight analysis, we're going to look at a brutal knife attack and a knife attack that cost someone his life. And this video went viral. A lot of people shared it to me and said, Nick, can you do a breakdown on this? So let's look at this. First, I believe it's almost 4 a.m. If you're out at 4 a.m. alone and anywhere and with your girlfriend, you should be in code red. That means anything you hear, anything you see, your alert and your awareness should be at its highest. Meaning, I'm not, I don't have my earphones on. I'm not doing anything. I'm aware. And if you're with your girlfriend or partner or friend, as I'm talking to them, and people who are with me always know, when I'm in code red, I'm talking to you, but I'm always looking around. I'm always aware of my environment. I do it second nature, especially if I was out at 4 a.m. with my girlfriend. No matter anywhere in the world, I'm going to be in some kind of code red and some kind of awareness. So here we have the attacker that's walking by. So he's walking, right? He kind of gives them a glance. They start walking. He's walking with his girlfriend. Now, right away, the guy's kicking the trash, or he's kind of yelling. You can see it from far. Why would I keep walking with my girlfriend towards him? It doesn't make you a wimp or a pussy, if we want to use that word. If I tell my girlfriend, babe, let's just cross the street. Or even if I don't cross the street, let me go more towards the car, where I could always have a field of vision where I'm always watching him. Because I want to make sure I'm creating as much space for me and my attacker, right? Because knife attacks don't happen from 20 feet. I got to go from 20 feet to 15 to 10 to almost 3, okay? So again, what I would have done, or what you should do, what you can learn through this fight analysis, cross the street, right? He sees them, he's kicking the trash, he's making noise, and right here, he starts walking towards him, right? He starts getting close. Now, right away, your first job is to protect your partner, your girlfriend. Boom. You bring her behind you, create a shield between you and the attacker. Bring up your hands, right? First thing you're looking at, does he have a weapon, right? Who's around him? Is there other friends? You got to be able to pick that up in a few seconds. From there, he starts to get close and he tells him, chill, chill. And you can obviously see he's pushing him. Now, I've said this before, right? People tell me, against the knife, you're an idiot, just run. Yeah, I'm going to run and leave my girlfriend there. No, I don't have a choice but to either fight, defend, but do something, right? Because me just running and her running in her heels and her skirt, it's probably not going to happen, okay? Now, he pushes him back. This is where I say every time you push back, you also create opportunity. So he pushed back, and what did that do? It created an opportunity for him to swing. From here, he swings. Now, he starts running. He's kind of turning his back around. Now, think about it. He just left his girlfriend there. If he decided to just turn around and attack his girlfriend, he'd be able to attack her in just in a split second. Now, he starts chasing him. Now, another rule is don't break up you and the person you're protecting, or you and the person you're with. Okay? Now, at this point, he's still keeping his arm back. Now, every time he's keeping his arm back, if you have a weapon, if I have a knife, you're giving me that range and that advantage I need to be able to slash and use that weapon, because you're still in somewhat of close quarter range. And again, where am I going to run, right? I'm going to leave my girlfriend behind. I have no choice but to defend her and be able to fight at the same time. Now, pushes him off again. Now he runs. Look, guys, this is the reality of fighting in the street. I did 10 years in security. If you think I never slipped, I slipped. I've fallen. I've seen people hit the parking meters, miss a step. I've seen a guy get hit by a car because the fight was happening, and as he went into the street, a car hit him. This is the reality. There's so many components that you don't train for, like you train in your gym where it's just me against him. And your environment can be used in your favor, but also against you. So this poor kid runs again, and think about it, he runs and he just left his girlfriend too, right there. If he wanted to turn around and just, how far would he have ran until he attacked her, right? Again, he turned around, he runs, and it's not his fault. He didn't see it. It's low. He's under adrenaline. It's happening so fast. He slips, he falls. Now look at all the leverage. He's on top. The attacker's on top, he's on the bottom, and he's on an ice pick grip, and he's just stabbing away. And he's stabbing away here, and he's attacking, right? So he starts stabbing, he's attacking. Now he goes to the girlfriend. Now, reality, could have also turned around and started stabbing the girl as well. She could have been a victim as well. And then he gets close, he spits on her. Again, look how close he is. At any moment, he could have stabbed her as well, right? And then he just threw something. She's freaking out. She's panicking, obviously. And this, and then the girl came in to say she was sorry. Poor guy lost his life, guys. Right? There's a reason why I tell people to learn self-defense, right? Again, to be able to protect yourself, to be able to protect the people you love, to have the confidence. And it's not always, in this scenario, it's not only about how well could he have defended against the knife. It's how well could he have avoided it. Cross the street, be aware of your surroundings. When he was in close, instead of pushing him at some point, had he been trained, he would have had higher chance of survival to come in and trap that weapon and strike. Because every time you're pushing your attacker away, what happens? I say the fight restarts. You want to finish the fight. So again, I see my attacker, I'm in close range, I can't see his hands. I got two options. I either wait for him to pull out the knife and attack me, or I'm going to step in, intercept it. And again, I talk about this in all my courses. Your environment, learning how to use your environment. Pick up anything that you can to either, use to throw a projectile, a static improvised weapon, move around the car to create distance, or anything that's dynamic, a belt, jacket, bar stool, anything to buy you a few seconds. Again, guys, I always want to be realistic with what I teach. And it's so easy to look back and always find what someone could have done better and all the mistakes they did. But I do these fight analysis so we can learn from them, right? And again, the most important thing, guys, in this video to me, and is learn to be aware of your surroundings. Learn to understand when to be in code green, code yellow, code red, right? You're in code red, 4 a.m, you're outside, you're with your girlfriend, it's dark, you're walking to your parking lot, through a parking lot, you're going to your house and it's dark outside, you're alone. You should be in code red and always aware of your surroundings, right? And obviously I tell people against the knife, you want to evade and escape. But if you don't have a choice, at some point, you're going to have to defend yourself, right? And again, if you're in close quarter, your environment is going to be your biggest factor. If I can go in and trap that knife, I could trap the knife. If I can parry and strike, I'm going to parry and strike and run. But in this situation, it wasn't easy because you also had the responsibility she also has the responsibility to protect somebody else. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to leave a comment, subscribe, hit the bell. Thanks for watching, guys.